Hello everybody, welcome to JLABTV. I'm JLAB and this is Football Manager 2016, the Unemployment Challenge. And we're now finished the months of April and May, and we'll see where we finished in the table at the end of the season. So, let's see how we got on. Our first game in April was away from home against West Ham United, who was managed by Wayne Rooney. And we took the lead when Kieran Preston scored with that header in the 57th minute of the game. And we managed to kill off the game in the 75th minute of the game when Summerfield found Preston. He got the ball back to Summerfield, but Creswell tackled him, only to give it straight to Preston, who scored his second of the game. So yeah, I did the double over the team that rejected me at the beginning of the season. And they're struggling to avoid relegation under Wayne Rooney, who has been their second manager of the season. I wonder how that worked out for them. Our next game was at home to Bristol City, and we only needed a point to get promotion because Everton were beaten in the last encounter. In the last round of fixtures, so when Kieran Preston gave us a lead in the 70th minute of the game, it made sure that Macclesfield Town were going to the Premier League. Which, to be completely honest, after the last video where we were 12 points clear with 6 games to go, was a foregone conclusion. But it's still nice to actually get the job done and to be able to say, yes, we have gotten Macclesfield into the Premier League. Just a matter of if we can catch Southampton. Our next game was at home to QPR, and we found ourselves going 1-0 down when Phillips crossed the ball in for Samga to score in the 17th minute of the game for his 17th goal this season. However, we found ourselves equalising after I told the players off for being rubbish. Just 5 minutes later into the second half, when De Silva Lopez's cross found Chiappi, who scored when his shot hit winning off the post. And just 19 minutes later, it was 2-1. We had completed the turnaround when Bootie's cross somehow found its way to De Silva Lopez after Riley pretty much gave it to him as a present to say, yes, go ahead, smash the ball into the top corner, go ahead and score, give us the win. And he did. So I was very happy that we got the points, and we won our third consecutive game in April. Our next game was away from home against Ipswich Town, and we found ourselves going behind for the second game running when Scott scored in the 38th minute of the game for his second goal of the season. And once again, we seemed to turn up in the second half, though we got a bit of luck with that goal when Hancock's throw found its way to Summerfield, and Summerfield was not going to miss. However, 18 minutes later in the 80th minute of the game, we found ourselves going 2-1 up when Meska's cross found Preston, and Preston found the back of the net for his 8th goal this season. And just a minute later, Toussaint found Booty. Booty found Meska after his cross somehow went all the way through to Meska, and Meska scored his 16th goal this season. We had come from behind for the second game running to get all 3 points. Great stuff, man! Well done! Our next match was at home to Millwall, and in the 31st minute of the game, Chiappi scored the only goal of the match when he was played through so simply with that long pass by Carlos Clerc, and Chiappi scored his 21st goal this season. It was a very simple goal, and quite honestly, it was a bit disappointing we only got 1 goal, considering we had a lot of shots, but at the same time, 3 points is 3 points. I can't complain. Our last game of the league campaign was at home to Crystal Palace, and we got ourselves a penalty in the 34th minute of the game, and Chiappi went down to take it, and it was saved by Ondua. However, just a minute later, Booty found Chiappi, and Chiappi made up for his penalty miss by scoring that for his 22nd goal of the season. And 30 minutes later, we managed to make it 2-0. Lucas found Williams, he found Preston, and Preston found Chiappi for his second goal of the season and 23rd in all competitions. Well done. It was 8 minutes later that we found ourselves conceding the goal. Scott found Hepburn Murphy, who managed to find the back of the net when Mitov came a bit too much. I don't know what the problem was, but I think Mitov overcompensated in a way to try and stop Russian Hepburn Murphy to get a shot on. So if anything, when Hepburn Murphy took the ball around him, it pretty much gave the striker a very easy shot, a very easy goal, an open goal. But we managed to win the game for our 6th consecutive win during April, and I went through until the end of May to see who went up with us in the playoffs and how close we got to winning the league title. So, Everton went up through the playoffs. They beat Reading. No, not Reading. They beat Burton 3-1 at Wembley. But we were only a point behind Southampton, who scored 101 goals. We scored 96 goals. And we finished with 98 points, our highest ever total that I can genuinely remember getting. And we still didn't win the league. It's a very strange fact, this. But every time I get to 90 points or more, I've never won the league. 80 to 89 points, I seem to win the league. Anything that's 90 or higher, I never win the league. I don't understand it. It's very bizarre that's the case. But hey, I'll take it. We've got second place. We gave Southampton a run for their money all the way to the last game of the season, which they did win. Unfortunately, they played before us, so we knew before the game even started we weren't going to get the title. But I'm very, very happy with the season and how it went. So hopefully we can do well in the Premier League next season. Oh, and I got given a new contract by the Macclesfield board. My current wages is £15,500, which was compared to 1.6 grand, quite a substantial increase. I'm here until 2025 at the very least. Well, unless I get a good job offer. And I'm still going to be at the club for some time. So, I'm looking forward to starting my 6th season at the club. We have got a wage budget of £335,000, which compared to 70 odd thousand pounds is quite substantially an increase. And then I've got £18.7 million to spend in the transfer window when it comes around. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes and what we can do in the future windows. I'm going to wait until we get to, you know how when the season starts and they give all the different scout reports. I'm going to wait until then before really deciding, oh, I'm going to make a transfer or something like that. Because I'm not sure how this is going to work. But if I stay in the Premier League at the end of next season and I get Macclesfield to do well, I'll be very happy with that. But I'd also say I'll be able to make transfers before we go into the beginning of the new season, or when the table changes, so that'd be nice. Oh, and also, before I forget, this is our projected profit loss. We are projected to get £67.27 million, and yearly player rate. We're doing quite well. I think we're going to be doing just a lot of justice. We're only going to be spending £4.65 million at the moment. That will be changed, I think. So, yeah. We're allowed to spend £72 million in wages. Not that I'm going to do that. But at the end of next season, I'm looking forward to how this goes. It's a new challenge to get Macclesfield here. And we finally brought our stadium as well, so that's a bit of a pain. Our current stadium is a capacity of 5.688 seats, with only 2,599 seated. The stadium is actually able to be increased to 15,000, so that's what I got told when we bought the stadium. It was owned by the council, but then we bought it ourselves, so hopefully we can do something about that and pretend to get some understory heating. We haven't even got that yet. Or get a brand new stadium. I don't know what the plan is for the stadium, but I do know that it will be very interesting in the future, or the next month or so, to see what the plans are by the board after we bought the damn thing. There was, unfortunately, some really bad news during this season. A very close club to me had a bit of a disaster. A club that I started my career at. Unfortunately, Lowestoft found themselves getting relegated after just getting a single win during this league campaign. Bolton, were able to avoid relegation for the first time in 3 years, which is kind of a disaster since they didn't get promoted back straight away. York have been able to get 2 successive promotions now, which is good news for them. But Lowestoft have been relegated from the National League North, which is disappointing to know that the team I used to manage, that the team I almost got into the playoffs in my second season, but ended up finishing in 9th place, could barely survive this season. It's a shame, it really is. For me, at least, anyway. But that's the past. This is going to be the future now. Hopefully we can continue to impress. But anyway, I'm going to end this video here. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. Hope you like and favourite this video. It will really help me a lot. So anyway, until next time, goodbye and, well, good night.